Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to talk about the approximate cost of building a 4-bedroom bungalow with a penthouse. When one wants to erect a building, the first thing that comes to mind is the drawing of the structure, which gives an idea of how the project is going to look when completed. Therefore, the first thing one has to do is to contact the architects to design the building project. And this, to get the architectural drawing, electrical and mechanical drawing, will cost approximately between 100 to 150,000 naira. After the drawing has been achieved, the next thing that comes to mind is the registration, which prepares the ground for the actual construction of the project. The registration depends on the location and will take approximately 100,000 or less to achieve. After the registration is done and the approval has been gotten, then we move to the site. In preparation for the site, we need to get some materials on ground, which includes for this particular drawing, about 2,000 blocks. There is about 1,400 6 inches and about 600 9 inches blocks, 150 bags of cement, 5 trips of sand, 30 tons of chippings or 5 sheets of 3/8 sand or local stone, 20 lengths of 12 mm rods and 10 lengths of 6 mm rods, and of course binding wires in preparation for the building. Then the next thing that comes is the excavation. The excavation and the block work that happens, plus the casting and reinforcement of this building from foundation to DPC, will cost us approximately 3 million naira. The next stage is the construction from DPC to decking. This will involve about 3,000 blocks, that is 2,000 6 inches and 1,000 9 inches blocks, 100 bags of cement, which includes the cement we use for the block work and that will be used for the lintel, 2 trips of sand and 2 trips of 3/8 or local stone, which will be used for casting the lintels, and of course we still have some chippings remaining which we use for the pillars, the columns. Then we notice that the construction from DPC to decking will take us approximately 1.5 million naira to achieve. The next in line is the decking. The decking of this project is not like decking the entire area. Since we're just decking what we need here is just a penthouse. So we will need about 300 pieces of board, which will be used for the beams and the decking itself, 100 lengths of 12 mm rods, 1 roll of binding wire, then some pipes, that's electrical material, 80 bags of cement, 15 tons of chippings, and 2 trips of sand, which will be used to cast the decking. The decking of this project will take us approximately 1.5 million naira to achieve. Then after the decking comes the block work, which is now at the superstructure level. At this level, it will just be a few blocks, just about 1,000 blocks or less, that will be used to set up the one room, of course, which is more like the master bedroom, that is very spacious and have all the benefits. So this one will take us approximately 500,000 to achieve, and this takes us to the roofing level. Now the roofing of this building, as we can see from the drawing, is a little bit complicated and takes some planning and time. Of course, we have to do the parapet, which involves cutting of wood to the shape we want the parapet to be, then putting it in place, doing the iron work for the parapet, and then casting the parapet. This actually takes some time to achieve, and of course it will cost us approximately 600,000 naira to achieve by the end of the day. After the parapet has been achieved, then we'll think of the woodwork for the roofing. This also is a critical stage which takes some creativity and time to achieve. Then the woodwork will involve some different kinds of wood, like the 2x4, 2x3, 2x2, soft and hard, and of course fascia board when necessary. Now when all this is done, the woodwork, then of course we'll get in the carpenters who will do the labor work. By the end of the day, the woodwork will cost us approximately between 600 and 700,000 naira to achieve both the material and labor. After that is done and dusted, then the next thing that comes to mind is the roofing sheet. Now, this brings us to talking about this. Before the woodwork is done, the roofing sheet must have been decided, because the kind of roofing sheet determines the kind of spacing we'll give to the wood when the woodwork is being done. So we have to decide the kind of roof exactly we're going to use before we start doing the woodwork. Then doing the roofing sheet will now, of course, the cost that is determined by the kind of roofing sheet we choose. It could be stone coated roof tiles, which is of higher quality, but of course costlier, or metro cupo, which is also of a better quality but more like long span, or it could be the ordinary long span, or it could be the short length or the Cameroon zinc, or it could be the normal iron zinc that rusts. It all depends on the budget of the owner of the building, and of course choice and taste. So by the end of the day, we'll notice that the roof of this building will take between 700,000 to about 1.something million naira, depending on the choice of the client. After the roofing has been achieved, then the finishing of the building starts. Now, finishings includes the plastering, which of course takes some time and creativity to achieve, because this is actually where, if there's any point that is not straight in the building, that's where you need to take care of, and the plaster is very well, and amend all amendables so that the building will come out very neat by the end of the day. So this plastering or rendering, depending on whatever you're using, will take us approximately 800 to 1 million naira to achieve, and this involves the workmanship, the sand, and the cement that will be used for the project. After the plastering is achieved, the next thing is to fix the windows. Now, the cost of the windows of any building depends on the choice. Like generally, the sliding windows are cheaper to get than the projected windows. The materials, the cost of the materials in the market vary. So depending on the cost of the client, then by the end of the day, you see that the windows will take approximately 1 million to achieve. Then the doors also depends on the choice of the client. The doors, of course, when you go to the market, you see that there's different kinds of doors with their price tags. An entrance door can cost 150,000, and another one can cost 350,000, another one can cost 1.2 million. So it actually depends on the taste and choice of the client. So by the end of the day, all the doors in the room, depending on the choice, will cost between 800,000 naira and above. And then tiles and tiling, this also depends much on the client's choice and the taste, and of course the budget. Because if you go to the market, you see there are normal Nigerian tiles, then you see the China tiles, then you see the Italian tiles, you see the Spanish tiles, you see the Indian tiles, and the prices vary. Sometimes the price difference can be just very much. The price range could be from 3,500 or 4,500 per square meter to as much as 8,000 naira per meter. So that influences what becomes the total price that will be spent on tile and the tiling. But in a nutshell, averagely it will take about 2 million naira to tile the whole building. Then the sanitary wares also depends on the choice. The ordinary sanitary appliances will take roughly 500,000 to achieve. But now, if the client wants a jacuzzi If the clients want special kind of toilets, seats, that influences the price. So it also comes based on the client's choices. The electrical materials and the lighting, this also is determined by choice. Like if you go to the market, you see different kinds of wires. There are some that are the best kind of wires that we recommend, and there are some that are also good, but not the best, and so are their costs. So, and apart from wires, then the electrical fittings also is determined by choice. There are some of them that are just basic, but there are some of them that are more or less like designers. So those ones, of course, their costs will also be higher. So after the electrical fittings have been fixed, the next thing that comes to mind is the painting of the building. Now, this stage, one could decide to do screed the entire building, or to just paint after the plastering. So this also will be impacting on the cost. So if you decide to screed the building or decide to just paint, but the painting of this building will cost between 800 to 1.5 to 2 million, depending on the choice. Then apart from that, then we are done with the inside of the building and everything, the fittings and everything is there. Then we come outside and do the interlocking tiles of the building and landscaping of the surrounding, which will take approximately 700,000 to 1 million naira, depending on the extent of what we achieve. Then by the end of the day, you see that this building will cost us between 13 million to 15 million naira, depending on the choice of the client. And again, this building, we have another version of it that is just a bungalow without a penthouse. So the bungalow without the penthouse will just take approximately 9 million or so to achieve, between 9 to 10 million actually to achieve. So I think we're going to end this day's video here. Thank you for being there, and see you next time.